welcome. Power Hour stream closing out the day. Pretty decent day in the market. We'll take a look in a second. The S&P and the indexes are pulling down a little bit. A good start to the morning. Did not get that. So basically what we've been seeing in the market lately was you had that, either you had a morning fall or a morning run up in the market, and then the opposite happened throughout the day. So we've been seeing very recently in the past 2 weeks, or pretty much since the beginning of last week. Yeah, I can put down the music for sure. Alright, there. So yeah, what we've been seeing the last few weeks, or last week and this week pretty much. Is that better for the music? Let me see. Put it down even more. Let me know if that's good now. Alright, hopefully that's fine. But keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 10 likes. What we've been seeing in the market is the bounces have been sold off, and then the falls have been bought up. So just kind of distribution going both ways until one side does break. Your support is like 36.60 on the S&P, which we can go over in a second, and the resistance is like 37.80 or whatever a new all-time high would be. So yeah, hopefully the music's good now. I dropped 4 new trades this week. Yesterday and the day before I didn't drop any new trades just because the market was really weird, and honestly I was not really looking at charts too much. I was focusing a lot on the free trading movement website, getting the Discord ready. That's all going to be launching on Friday and Monday. Discord on Friday and then website on Monday. So excited for that. But yeah, haven't been scanning as much until last night or so. We had a BC and Guy in Hat drop us some suggestions, made 2 of them into trades. And then we have some new trades today. KNDI is up, it's in profit. I don't know if it's going to show it. It's up by 1 cent right now, so pretty much the same price. HYLN, I think this one's down just a little bit. The entry of the trade was $16.85, now it's $16.70, so that's down 15 cents. But X and ABC were the ones I tweeted out last night. We went over them on stream last night. And X is doing something pretty interesting right now. It's $16.80, so it's already in profit. It was up 4% earlier in the morning, and right now it's trying to break out. As you can see, there's the downsloping channel. As long as it doesn't fall down, it'll break out. If it goes sideways, it's going to break out. If it goes up, it'll break out. But you had the hidden bullish divergence, the bull flag. That's one of the trades that's done well today. And then ABC also pretty even. Not even 1% under the entry. Hidden bullish divergence, 200-day moving average, support zone. So very new trades. They're pretty much all flat right now, either up 2% or pretty much around the entry point. But yeah, that's just pretty much the 4 new trades. Most of them were up more an hour ago, but then the market's pulled back a bit, so now they're pretty much even for the most part. But we'll see how they continue to play out. Personally, I'm kind of in this weird place right now, and I don't know if anybody else is in this place, but let me know in the chat. I'm not too sure about the market right now. There is a stimulus holding things up, I guess, but then, at the same time, it's the end of the year where institutions are reorganizing their portfolios, where people are, more uncertain just because 2020 is going to be finishing, which was a crazy year in the market ever since March, or pretty much even before March. You just had that March, which was pretty bad with COVID in the market. But yeah, who knows what's going to come in 2021? I have no clue, and I don't need to know what's going to happen. I think, a lot of people are saying good things, a lot of people are saying bad things. I don't think there is no way to know for certain what's going to happen, so you just need to be able to react, taking it day by day. But personally, when I'm not too sure, what I like doing is going more into cash. My only thing with that right now is there's multiple trades that I'm in that just, let me move this over a little bit, that just look pretty bullish to me. So it's kind of this weird situation where I'm not too sure about the overall market, but then I'm looking at a bunch of trades that look pretty decent. So I don't know, what I'm thinking about doing is, what's up Mason? What I'm thinking about doing is maybe getting out of my call options, but at the same time, the call options I'm in, I'm pretty bullish on them. I think they could work out. So I'm just not too sure. The specific trades I'm doing look good, but I'm not too sure about what the market is going to be doing next. So we'll see. I might, average out a little bit of my call options. And yeah, in terms of what I'm holding common shares in, SPR, which is up 4% today. Great day for SPR. I put out this trade last week or something. Hidden bullish divergence on the daily still developing. And then on the 4-hour on SPR, the trade is up very nicely in profit since the entry. It's up 5%. I did not mean to do that. It's up 5% since the entry, so great day today. I hold common shares in that, pretty decent sized position. I have common shares in X, which was the new trade today. already in profit on that as well. My average cost was like 16.45. It's now 16.80. And then what else do I own common shares in? I mean, obviously I own my common shares in Fisker, which I'm going to talk about in a second. I'm trying to think. HYLN, I have some common shares in HYLN as well. So those are my 3 plays that I'm probably going to be holding. I'm not too sure about my options. I want to hold my options, and I am bullish on my options. I have options in Pfizer and Walmart and a couple others. Also, I have some options in KNDI. But I don't know. Like, I want to hold them, but the issue is, like, what's the market going to do next? And do I want to be in options if the market doesn't do too well? Just got an alert on Pfizer. It is falling a little bit right now. Really close to confirming that hidden bullish divergence. Pfizer, it has all the variables, but all it's been doing for like a week now is just going sideways. Still going sideways in the support zone, which was your previous resistance. Now it's your support. That's also your golden retrace, and you have divergence developing, almost confirmed on the 4-hour, and it is developing on the daily. So the question on Pfizer is just like when, you know what I'm saying? I've been trying to play it with calls, but it just moves so slowly that it makes it kind of tough. Like, I want to play Pfizer with, and this is not financial advice, I'm not an expert in call options. I'm much better at just regular swing trading common shares. But like, the issue I'm having with Pfizer is like playing it with common shares. Like, to really make a good profit on it, you need a bigger position based on like a swing trader's mindset, because it moves so slowly. So if you like, for more percent returns, like better returns on Pfizer, I'm thinking like, you know, I'm in the call options for like January 22nd or something. I'm in those calls, but like, you know, the time decay on them is what's bringing them down, because it's just going sideways. So the price isn't dropping, but the time decay is kind of, you know, bringing down the premiums of the options a little bit. But at the same time, if I play Pfizer with common shares, it's like you're looking for like what, like a 5% move in a month or something. It doesn't really make too much sense to me. I can make 5% in an hour very easily. So a little bit just confused. I'm like, how, like, just completely honest. I'm not here to, you know, act super smart or anything. I have a certain skill set and I provide that every single day. But when there are times where even myself, I don't know the answers. And as long as I manage my risk, as you can see right here, I don't need to know the answers. But obviously it just helps to have more probability and stuff like that in your trade. So still trying to figure out what my move is going to be, because is the market's closed on Friday? Is that true? Because of New Year's? I think I saw somebody tweet that out. I haven't even checked the schedule for the market. So can somebody let me know if the market is closed on Friday? So yeah, I mean, I'm just not too sure. I don't know if I want to hold my options because I am bullish on them. I don't know if I want to go more into cash. I do have a decent amount of cash sitting on the side, so guess I'll figure it out. But market is closed on Friday. Thank you for answering my question. So we'll see. It's just, again, like how I've been saying throughout the first 10 minutes of the stream, I'm bullish on these plays, but I'm just not too sure about the market, and the market is obviously more important than specific plays. Not that specific plays can't outperform the market, just I'm just going to be taking it day by day, still trying to figure out exactly how I'm going to, you know, play this market. For now, things are okay. S&P is still falling down a little bit. It's just kind of, I charted this like little resistance line this morning. I don't know why the volume bars are all like that. It's really weird. It's never done that before. But yeah, there's like this little resistance, you know, from this high to this high. The market came up to touch that resistance and then it pulled back right there. So I don't know. We'll have to see. There's just not a major edge on the market. I don't know if it's going to be bullish next or bearish next. So just not a major probability in my opinion. I can see either way. And then we can look at Fisker. Let me go to the daily. It's trying to hold this demand line. It's been walking this demand line like the whole entire day. Where this green upsloping line that I tweeted out last night, or I tweeted out yesterday during the market, and then I talked about on stream last night, it's just walking up that line. It's still holding it for now. If it does break under, I'll have a price alert on TradingView. So if it happens on the stream and it does fall under that demand line, I'll let you all know. But in terms of what I did with Fisker, I made that trade last week on Fisker, which was my biggest trade ever. I had call options in Fisker. I entered the call options when the price was $15.68, and then I sold them at $17.50, which if I go up to the 4-hour, that was the resistance. This was on the trade setup that I showed. If we come over here and then we go down to Fisker right here, as you can see, I posted the official trade. The entry was $15.68 right here. This was the resistance. You know, I showed like the little yellow curved line right there and the blue line, and look where it went to after that trade. So I entered right there, I sold right here. I even tweeted out when I sold it. I did sell it a little bit early compared to the target just because I was up so much in my calls, and I tweeted that out. So I had that great trade last week, and obviously I'm always holding Fisker in my retirement account. just for, I just believe in the company long term, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road. Not financial advice, just my opinion. So I'm still holding the common shares in my retirement. I always will be, but I had that. Then after, I'm trying to explain like the story of me and Fisker in the last week and how I've been trading it. So I had that trade to 1750, then I sold at 1750, then I entered a very small position on Monday at $16, and I cost averaged from 16 all the way down to 1502. I got a pretty decent average price on my cost averaging, and I sold that short-term position this morning at the high, pretty much like 1580. So I had like an average cost of like 1530 this week on Fisker on my short-term position, and I sold that this morning just because your hidden bullish divergence stopped developing, and it was just kind of looking weird in this range, and technically that was a good idea for me to sell because now it's down to 1544. So I'm obviously still holding my long term, but I'm just gonna wait for more of an edge to appear, or maybe a catalyst to re-enter a short-term position on Fisker, just because I already made so much on my short-term position last week on my call. So for now, I'm fine with whatever Fisker does. If Fisker goes up, great, I'm gonna make money in my retirement account. If Fisker falls, that could provide an opportunity for me to get a short-term play in my swing trading account. So I'm very comfortable with whatever Fisker wants to do right now. And I think whatever happens on this demand line will be telling. If it breaks under the demand line, you have the $15 support, the $14.55 support, and the $13.55 support. If it holds this demand line, your resistances are $16.51 and then like the $18 area resistance. You also have that minor $17.50 resistance, or pretty decent $17.50 resistance. Honestly, I'd say the $17.50 resistance is the major one, and then like the $18 one is like the minor resistance. But that's Fisker. That's just how I've been playing it. I put out a tweet thread yesterday saying, a lot of people are emotional about all the constant drops Fisker has. It's pretty much just been, you have the pre-market bounce, then in the morning session it pulls back pretty heavily, and then it tries to close better throughout the day. And people are getting mad about that. But what I said yesterday was, if you think that's going to happen every single day and there's a decent probability of it, why are you buying and FOMOing in when the price is 17? Why don't you buy after the drops, which is what I did on the two trades that I put out on Fisker recently, and that's worked out pretty well. But yeah, that's Fisker. Pretty decent rundown, I think, hopefully. Market pretty much a little bit flat right now after pulling back a little bit. I'm seeing if anything really moved that I own. SPR is pulling back a little bit. I did sell a third of my SPR position. I still have 2/3 of my SPR position. Still holding the 2/3, but I did sell a third right before the stream. X is actually pulling back a decent amount. It was trying to break out. Now it's back in this channel, but you're actually potentially going to start creating hidden bullish divergence on the daily. It's already up 2% today. It was up 4% earlier. Looks pretty good still. ABC trying to break out, really not doing much. HYLN down like 10 cents since the entry of the trade I put out this morning. But what I said on HYLN was, I said it was a day trade originally just because it had like a lot of momentum in the morning, but that volume just kind of went away. I put out another tweet saying, if I'm being completely honest, I don't think it's going to be a day trade anymore. Still obviously looks like that. So this day trade right here that I put out in the morning, probably not going to work out. It didn't get stopped out, but like it's down like 1% or so. It's just not going to happen today, most likely. So what I've done pretty much on my HYLN position is somehow the day trade I put out today, the entry of that was actually the same exact entry as the midterm trade I put out in HYLN. So basically I'm just playing the midterm trade now instead of the day trade on HYLN. CanDI is right at the entry price pretty much. This was another new trade today. Let me talk about this for a second. So it's on a major support, has classic bullish divergence on the 4-hour. It's at the 0.886 Fibonacci line, which is not a very commonly used Fibonacci line. And then there's also hidden bullish divergence on the daily, and it's trying to hammer off of this like mini support level. You see these like two hammer candles. It broke over the VWAP on the 1-hour. So the technicals do look good on KNDI, but what I said in the trade setup was, this is not an investment. This is more of a trade. Hindenburg Research, the big short sellers for Nikola, a lot of people know about them. They put out an article on KNDI. So you have to take caution. I'm not investing in KNDI. It's just a trade, and literally there is no surprises to me. I'm risking 5% on this trade, so I'm completely fine if I lose that 5%. That's risk management. I'm not here to invest in it and potentially see it fall like crazy. If it falls down to my stop level, I will stop out and go find another trade. But I do think the technicals look good, and the same exact thing happened with if I can find it, CVAT. This was a 40% profit trade I put out last week. The entry was right here at $5. The second target was almost $7. It hit that target, and Hindenburg Research also had put out an article on that as well. But the trade looked good. I took the trade, not an investment. I took a trade on it, and I was able to, make myself and many other people 40% profit on this one last week. So again, it's not a trade on Candy. It's not an investment on Candy Eye. It's just a trade, not financial advice. And of course, if you don't want to take that trade, that's completely fine. Nobody's forcing you to, right? I'm just trying to provide to you what I'm personally doing most of the time. Steve says, what is your stop on Pfizer 36? Maybe starting shakeout before the bounce. My stop is right under 36, like 35.90 or something like that. I don't have like common shares, so I have call options, but if it does fall under 36, I'm probably going to be exiting my call options. Just hopefully that time decay doesn't mess me up too much in the next few weeks. Hopefully it can actually start moving, but we'll see. But yeah, that's a pretty good recap of the trades out, the market, stuff like that. At this point, we've gone through pretty much everything I wanted to talk about. Still got about half an hour left in the market. If you want me to take a look at something, we have 30 people in here for Power Hour. Thank you for coming out. Drop a ticker in the chat, whatever you want me to take a look at. I'll try my best to get to as many as possible. But let me know in the chat what you want me to, see right now. Just trying to stream while the market is open. Somebody asked me to on Twitter, and I wasn't doing too much, so I'm like, sure, I might as well stream for Power Hour. Yeah, hit that like button if you support what I'm doing. If you like the free streams, a lot of more things coming out. The free trade setups are already out, but I have the Discord coming out on Friday and the website for the free trading movement coming out on Monday. A lot of things happening in the next week, or this Friday and Monday for the free trading movement. Really excited for that. Keep an eye out. Just keep hitting that like button if you support the free trading movement. Everything I do, hit that like button. It just helps to grow the channel. If you're not subscribed already, you definitely should be. We're like 50 subscribers away from 1,400, so maybe we can get that by Friday on New Year's. We'll have to see. Just doesn't feel like there's a lot of people actively trading right now. It feels like the volume levels are lower. Engagement on Twitter is lower. Not seeing the same hype that we did in the beginning of the month. Probably just because a lot of people are on vacation and stuff. But yeah, hit that subscribe button if you want to. If you want to also send me a tip, that's the pinned comment in the chat and the first link in the description. Everything I'm doing is for free, so the only thing I'm getting out of this is donation. So if you want to send me a donation, that would be greatly appreciated. But if you don't want to, completely fine. Just enjoy the value and the content. What else we got here? So I'm gonna take a look at these tickers. Cheddar Free says, I'm swinging RVP for COVID play. Andrews Pitchfork develop, watching for breakout. I can take a look at RVP. What else we got? We can take a look at Fubo. I'm kind of going to be a little bit selective with what I'm picking right now. I have two people asking for Fubo. Somebody just asked for Johnson & Johnson. I'll go over that real quick just because it's already a trade. Johnson & Johnson is currently up 7% since I posted the trade. The entry was right here. We went over this on stream, the inverse head and shoulders, and it's really trying to break out of this 153 level. It's well above it. There's one more little high at like 157. If that can clear, if 157 can clear, who knows how high it can go. But again, it's just probability, it's not certainty. And the trade is already up 7% since the entry. So that's Johnson & Johnson. Support is 153. Resistance is like 157. And then we can take a look, wrong one, RVP. RVP just looks like it's in this like ascending broadening wedge. No divergence on the 4 hour. Not much of a pattern other than the wedge. No divergence on the daily. And there's not much support here, if I'm being honest. Next major support I see is like 975. That was your high right over here, and it was your high right over here, and your support right over there. So 975 is a support, but the real support is this upsloping green demand line. And then resistances, you have a resistance right here at 1356. So that is your levels on RVP. We can take a look at Fubo now. It's been getting crushed if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so Fubo is right there. I mean, this is what happens when the market is uncertain and something is up multiples in price in a short period of time. You have a crazy run up and then a crazy fall down. This is why I've been saying for the last few weeks that I have no clue what's going to happen to Fubo. A lot of people have been asking about Fubo. All I've been saying is I literally have no clue. It was already up so much. It was a straight line up. That's not really what you want to look for in a trade. You want to look for something that's in a value area. I mean, buying it back down here would have been the real play. I was talking about Fubo. I actually put out a buy call on Fubo at $15. I literally put out a buy call on Fubo on stream and on Twitter at $15. The target was 21. It obviously went much higher than 21, but I had no clue that it would do that. But there was a trade there. Sorry, dog's barking right now. But yeah, Fubo went absolutely insane, crushed pretty much every resistance and just kept running until people decided it was high enough to take profits. Market psychology, the rug got pulled, and it's been dumping ever since. Right now, I was trying to find support at this little candle wick right here from December 9th. As you can see, it's literally sitting right on that wick. If that doesn't hold, then you have finally a support zone. Like I literally said this, like I think on Monday night stream or whenever the last time I went over Fubo. If it doesn't hold these highs, there literally was no support because it was just a straight line up. So when you run up that quickly, the issue is you can't create like a real support. So Fubo just dropped down pretty nastily because there was literally no support. Now it's finally entering a support zone. The only issue is you're trying to catch a falling knife because there's no pattern, there's no divergence. All you have is like these supports right here. There's multiple of them. You can take a screenshot if you want, but there's a mini support on this candle wick which is holding right now. If that doesn't hold, $30 support and $28 support could be next, which were just previous resistances. Those are your supports on Fubo, but other than that, there's not much of an edge on the chart still because there is no pattern or divergence. It just dumped after a pump, right? So that is Fubo. If something appears on the chart and I see it, nice. Obviously, that would be better than buying up here, but at this point, it's just more of a 50-50. It could have a reflex rally, dead cat bounce, correction to the upside, whatever you want to say, or it could just continue dropping. I have no clue, and I don't need to know. I can just, I can go trade other things until more of an edge appears on this chart, and I won't be emotional if it goes up, right? Because I definitely was not in Fubo when this was happening. So yeah, same story on IPOC. I mean, I'm not too sure what it's been doing today. I know their merger is soon. Didn't LCA have their merger today? But IPOC, same thing as Fubo. It's just a straight line up. So Fubo was a straight line up for a long time and it kept on going up. So IPOC could do that as well. There's SPACs that have run much more crazier than $6 from the redemption share price. So it could keep running up. It could fall back down. I have no clue. And just something like a straight line up is not a high probability. Anything can happen. The catalysts matter more. The fundamentals matter more. The market conditions matter more. All those things matter more than the technicals. When you have a straight line up like that, that's not where technical analysis really works. It works over here. When I was going over IPOC at $11, I was putting out tweets, going over it on stream, showing the rounding bottom. It wasn't a cup and handle, it was a rounding bottom. That just means, it was getting bearish over here, then the sentiment changed to neutral, then the sentiment changed to bullish, then it broke the $11 resistance, hit the 1180, pulled back to retest like the 1050 area, broke back over 11, and then it ran. So that was like where there was a more probability, but at this point, either thing can happen. If you like the company and you did your research on them and you're bullish, great, that's your investment. Just in terms of solely technical, it's just not much of an edge. But that is IPOC. Keep hitting that like button to help grow the stream. Hit that subscribe button if you've not already. If you want to send me a tip, it's a pin comment in the chat. Just covering the market for the final hour of the day. But yeah, that is Fubo, that is IPOC, that is RVP. Drop some more tickers in the chat, whatever you want me to take a look at. Keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 20 likes. Come on, let's get there. I'm not too sure what it is this week, but just not a lot of, I don't know. Volume is lower in the markets. We've been having lower viewership numbers, less tweet engagements. I just feel like most people are on vacation right now, or just not really trading actively this week just because it's the final week of the year. But for those of you who are here, and me included, who are still kind of trading, just figured I might as well go live. But yeah, market pretty much the same. Just looking through my trades for a second, then I'll take a look at the chat. Just trying to see what's going on for my personal trades. Pfizer is taking a pretty decent hit. I mean, it's barely down, but for Pfizer, which moves very slowly, you get the point. Fisker 1540. Other than that, not too much. Let me go back to the daily, see if that demand line is holding on Fisker. Yeah, about like literally it's touching the demand line again. It's been doing that all day, so I just had the alert there. Let me just take a look at my account 1 second, and then I will get back to the chat. Pretty much nothing has changed there. Okay, all right, let's not spam tickers in the chat, please. I already looked at IPOC, REIS. A lot of people want to look at GHIV, so we can take a look at GHIV. And then what else we got here? QS. There's not much. Oh, you said DS. Okay. Let me take a look at that. Drive Shack. PHUN. What's up, Narissa? Welcome back. What else we got in here that I could take a look at? STPK, sure. Alright. So let's take a look at these. Hopefully the volume levels are good. I believe they are. GHIV, again, just like Fubo, just like IPOC, that's not where technical analysis works. There is no real support, there is no real resistance on the chart. I mean, you can't do much with that in terms of technicals. There's no pattern, no divergence. Just in terms of technicals, it can go either way. So look into the company, do your research. If you like them, great. If you don't, move on. I mean, there's just nothing I can do there on GHIV. Drive Shack has come back down to the 229 support. Was there more data? Alright, so 229 was your resistance right here, your support right here, and I was trying to find support there again. Maybe it could be tweezer bottoming on the daily. No divergence or pattern though on Drive Shack. There could be, no, there cannot. It didn't make a higher low, so never mind. I mean, super simple right here. If it can hold above 230, you can run back up to 3. If it falls under 230, your next support is $2. Literally that simple on Drive Shack. Other than that, there's just not much to work with. Could it be a cup and handle? I don't really see much of a clear handle. Just more looks like more of a straight line down, not like a flag or a rounding bottom. But yeah, I don't know. Those are your levels. Other than that, not too much of an edge. PHUN. 110, I need to skip this song because it has lyrics in it. Let me put on something else. Alright, I'll go with that, I guess. Let me put on my mic a little bit, actually. Alright, that should be better. But yeah, PHUN, it broke the 110, bounced out. So first it had like a literal cup and handle. This was your cup, and then this was your handle right here. That broke out. It's literally moving right now. It's up almost 30%. So I broke out this cup and handle. Great. I mean, the real place to be buying was right here when it was testing that 200-day moving average, when it was handling. I don't know if right now is the correct place to be buying in terms of reward to risk, but could it keep running? Absolutely. The next major resistance I see on this chart is 154. That was your high right here, your high right here, and yeah, 154 could be next. Other than that, your support is 129. So cup and handle playing out currently. I think the real area to be buying was at literally $1. That was a psychological support. It was your 200-day moving average. It was the handle. That's really where the probability was on PHUN. STPK, literally nothing I can do with that. No pattern, no divergence, just a straight line. Again, if you really want me to give you like an in-depth analysis on a chart like this, and this is, you know, to whoever asked for this, don't take this like as offense. I'm just, you know, in terms of what I do personally, to each their own, of course. It's just like, I'm looking for something that is consolidating, that's at a lower price point, that did not just pump. And of course, this did just fall down from 26 to 20, but even with that, it already did have the crazy run from $10, and there isn't any major supports to look at. I mean, if you really want something here, you have a minor support at 1984, and then you have a major support at 1763. Other than that, I have no clue. But yeah, you know, I'm just looking for something that's creating a pattern, divergence, all those things I look for in my trades. But yeah, hopefully you can understand that. BurgerFi, we can take a look at that. I own some BurgerFi in my retirement account, not because of technicals, just because I like the company. It's literally at my average cost right now in my retirement. It's like $14.30. So it's right now it's at my average cost. I'm looking to add to my position if it comes down to 1330. I really, like, in my retirement account, I cost average very differently. I have like very extreme cost averagings in my retirement account. It's not very typical, so don't take that as financial advice. But yeah, your next major support is 1330, was a resistance over here. And once you really broke that right here is when it, ran right up to 17. So it fell under the $15 support, and now it's, just in between the $13.31 support, and now your resistance is $15 on BurgerFi. It's just in this range right here. Kind of the same thing that was happening right over there. So whichever way it breaks will probably be telling. You could create hidden bullish divergence eventually. It's just too early to tell right now because your MACD is still going down. But yeah, that is BurgerFi. We could take a look at SWBI, but again, if these things are like straight lines up or straight lines down, there's not much I can do. So we'll take a look at SWBI. Oh, SWBI, that was actually on my watch list earlier this week, up 1% today. It was just trying to break out of $18, but it couldn't. You had multiple candle wicks over. You cannot really get over it and flip the resistance into a support. Remember, just getting over the price point is not enough. You need to get over the price point and you need to flip it into support for a confirmation of a breakout. But yeah, I mean, it's just like, it kind of looks like it failed to break out, if I'm being honest. So your next major support on SWBI is 1459, and your resistance is still 18. Whichever way it breaks should be telling. What is up, CJX? Thank you for subscribing. Thank you all for 20 likes. Keep hitting that like button as you support the free trading movement and everything I'm doing. CLPT, we can take a look at that. If you want to send me a tip, it's the first link in the description and the pinned comment in the chat. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Again, there's not much I can do here. I mean, there's just no pattern, no divergence. That's, technicals don't work there. I've said it throughout the stream multiple times, unfortunately. I mean, they can work there. It's just much lower probability stuff. We can take a look at Wish. All right, so literally all of these charts, like, all right, here, let me chart this for you. And again, don't take this as, don't take this offensively. I'm just joking around. But this is your chart right here. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, what am I can't really do anything with this, right? So unfortunately, charts like this is like, what can I do? There's not even an RSI or MACD on the chart right now. So there's your pattern, not financial advice. That is Wish. I already looked at our IPOC. I don't know why you're still typing in the chat, but I already looked at it earlier. You can scroll back and find it. Otherwise, after the video is done, you can find it. I don't know. We already looked at GHIV. Is that a butterfly? All right, REIS. I don't know. I've said multiple times I already looked at IPOC, so you can scroll back and find it. Please stop dropping that in the chat constantly. Drop some more tickers in the chat. We got 34 people in here. What do you want me to look at? How long do we have left in the market? About 17 minutes left in the market today, so drop some tickers in the chat. Whatever you want me to take a look at. Just looking at my account right now, but yeah, so give me something that's like consolidating, that just made a move down, or is creating higher lows, and it's not like pumping. Something that's making good price action, not something that's a straight line up or down. It could, the price can be going up if it's making like higher lows and higher highs and stuff like that in a nice uptrend. Just looking at my account real quick. Not bad. FSR not looking good. We can go back to that. Yeah, I don't know. One of the mods muted or timed out REIS. If that person continues to spam, we might have to ban or whatever. It's just like, I'm trying to run a stream and people spamming the chat just doesn't allow for that. But I don't want to really ban somebody, but if it does get excessive, like, come on, what else can I do? I've given multiple warnings. Fisker is like, if you really zoom in, technically it's like a few cents under this demand line. So if you're being pinpoint accurate, Fisker is currently breaking the demand line, but again, remember, it's not confirmation yet. Just like yesterday, it fell under it, but then it closed above it. So you're gonna get your answer in 16 minutes if Fisker holds the demand line on the daily. If it closes above this demand line, great. If it closes under it, like if it closes pretty much under 1538, that would be bearish in my opinion for the short term on Fisker. But yeah, again, I don't care if Fisker, like, this is one of the only times where I don't really care if whatever Fisker does. If it goes up, I make money. If it goes down, I'm not losing money in a short-term position, and I can cost average in my long-term. Like, I'm very, very comfortable with whatever Fisker wants to do until more of an edge appears on the chart. I already exited my short-term position, and I'm holding my long-term position, and I'm willing to cost average that. So I'm fine with whatever the people that are trading Fisker want to do right now. But it could be breaking out to the downside right now. Just no confirmation yet. You got to wait 14 more minutes to get that confirmation. But if it really does start selling violently, take caution. And again, your major supports are 15, 14.55. It's going to be really hard to fall under 14.55, but if it does, after that, it really is 13.55, unfortunately. But yeah, that's FSR. Yeah, we can take a look at CRM. Salesforce. Not much divergence, and a pretty nasty drop down as well. It did fill the gap, so let me move this up a little bit actually. Looks like your support is like 220 and it's trying to hold that support, and then your resistance is 230, so pretty straightforward. Resistance at 230, support did not mean to do that. Resistance is 230 and then support is 220. Not much of a pattern, just kind of going sideways in this range. You still have the gap fill to 238, but you would probably need to break. You would definitely need to break 230 first to even think about that. So I think whichever way it breaks out of this range will be telling. That is CRM. We already looked at HYLN earlier in the stream. Let me see what price is at right now. It's actually fallen a little bit, but same exact thesis on that. If you want to see the trade on HYLN, not the recent trade I put out because that trade kind of got scrapped. It didn't do what I was aiming for. But if you want to see my midterm trade on HYLN, just go to the trade setups link in the description and then scroll down. Don't look at the HYLN trade from today. Look at the HYLN trade from like last week. That's the trade I'm currently in. Kind of the trade I put out today didn't really do what I was expecting, and I tweeted that out like immediately. When it was like at break even is when I think it was actually in profit when I tweeted that out earlier this morning. And now it's down like 1%. FTIV. FinTech. Again, just not much data on the chart. I mean, this is better than just a straight line up, but again, for a new SPAC like this, the technicals really don't matter currently until more data is developed. So the actual company and its catalysts and its fundamentals matter more than the technicals right now. So just look into all that on FTIV. Bitcoin, let's go. I'm definitely down to look at Bitcoin. We have 12 minutes left in the market today. Bitcoin is currently at an all-time high. Awesome, awesome, awesome. If you've been following me since like October, let me scroll all the way back down here. Literally all the way back down here. I put out a buy signal on Bitcoin on Twitter. There's proof of it. Under $11,000 right here, like 10,800 is when I put out the buy signal on Bitcoin. That was when I had like 300 followers on Twitter, something like that. But since then, if we come all the way up here, we even got to bring us all the way there. Since that buy call, it is up 168%. It is very close to $30,000. I know a lot of people are thinking about selling at 30K, so that could be your psychological resistance. In terms of a support, you have like this mini support right here at like 28,500, but Bitcoin is just absolutely pumping. This is what happens when you have inflation on the dollar, when you have one of the best technical charts of all time, when you have a limited supply, decentralization. The Bitcoin halving was this year. There's major institutional buying, like literally everything signaled this on Bitcoin. So it just kind of amazes me how people were sleeping on Bitcoin at $10,000 when all these things were being lined up. But now when Bitcoin's at $30,000 is when people want to buy it. Like, you always want to be in before the hype, and that's a perfect example if you look at Bitcoin. It's more than doubled in price since then. So yeah, Bitcoin absolutely insane. Your psychological resistance would be $30,000. If you're going to create new Fibonacci lines, that would be your previous swing high, so we're going to use that, and then we're going to go to the previous swing low, pretty much right there. Look at that. Your 1618, your golden ratio, literally perfectly lines up with $30,000. I think Mitch Ray was talking about this on his stream. Just look at that. Your 1618 golden ratio, the same thing I used to predict Fubo, Palantir, Neo, Snapchat. That literally is at $30,000. That is like technical analysis to the T right there. So $30,000 is like the real resistance in my opinion. But just this general area, there could be some psychological resistance being right under that major milestone of $30,000. But like, is Bitcoin a buy here? I have no clue. A lot of institutions have much higher price targets for Bitcoin. Some of them have Bitcoin going to $200,000 in a few years. I don't know if that's going to happen. It's not impossible. I can tell you that much. I mean, Bitcoin was literally at the same price as many of these other altcoins at one point, and now it's nearly $30,000. So anything is possible for Bitcoin at this point. Just depends what the market wants to value it at. So we shall see. That is Bitcoin. Crazy stuff. I think the real time to be buying Bitcoin is when all that was lining up at $10,000. But who knows if it can continue going higher. And even right here, I mean, whenever Bitcoin was consolidating right here and it broke out, that was the better time to be buying them right here. So like, who knows? That's my answer. I don't know. But I did know, or I didn't know, there's never ever certainty, but I did have a good probability that not something like this could happen, but that at least you could see higher prices when it was $10,000 and there were so many bullish indicators back then. But yes, Bitcoin market closes in 9 minutes. Steve says, does today's price action impact the Pfizer oscillators, or does trade still look good with bullish divergence? Today's price action actually made the oscillators better. The MACD has been moving up on Pfizer, even though it's a red day. So your MACD is moving up, which is kind of like a local classic bullish divergence where your price is going down, but your MACD is moving up. So that's awesome. And then in the macro, you have hidden bullish divergence, which means from this low right here to this low right here, you made a higher low with a lower level on your oscillator, so you have hidden bullish divergence. And then on the daily, the same thing with the hidden bullish divergence. So you have divergence everywhere on Pfizer for now. It is still developing. It still looks good. It's not confirmed yet, but it looks pretty decent. And it's just in this $36 support range. The stop I have right here is right under $36, like $35.96. So yeah, it's also the golden retrace. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Marcus, thank you for subscribing. Welcome to the free trading movement. We can take a look at Zoom. But keep hitting that like button. Let's get to 30 likes. If 8 of you have not hit that like button, you support the stream. If you like what I'm doing, hit that like button. Zoom broke out of this symmetrical triangle to the downside, and look where it went to, the support right here at 346. If super simple, if 346 does not hold, there's a gap to fill at 326. Also your 200-day moving average would be under there. So it's either Zoom bounces here or it could go fill the gap to 326. Super simple. But this was a very easy chart to read as soon as it broke out. And it's literally, it went right back down to the support, which I've showed on stream before, and it's just sitting there right now. We have 7 minutes left in the market. 5 more likes, 430 likes, so hit that like button. 4 more likes for 30 likes, so hit that like button, keep it going. If you want to send me a tip, it's a pinned comment in the chat. Let me just take another look at the trades real quick, see if anything changed. Not much there. Fisker needs to get a few cents higher for that close. It's at 15.35. I want to see close over 15.40, but if it doesn't, I'm completely fine. Other than that, not too much is moving. Yeah, everything's pretty much stayed the same since last time I checked. That is Zoom. What else we got here? Disney, we can take a look at that. What I think is the best indicator to use, it depends on what type of trading style you have, but for a swing trader, in my opinion, the best indicator is the MACD. If you want to learn about the MACD, that's course video number 8 on my channel. The link for my free course is in the description, so you can check that out. But the MACD is the solely or the single most indicator that has made me the most amount of profit by using the MACD and divergence. So in my opinion, the MACD is the best indicator for a swing trader. What was I going to look at Disney? Great rally, of course, ever since the COVID crash. All it's done is go up. It's been making higher lows, higher highs. until it creates a lower high, it's in a bull trend. The only thing I would say on Disney, and it's not confirmed by any means, but your MACD is going down while the price is going up, which in some form is classic bearish divergence. The only thing is it's not confirmed unless your MACD goes to red or you get a MACD crossover, same thing. You are slightly overbought. There's literally no resistance here. So, I mean, Disney is fine until it's not fine. You know, that's just what happens. Until it creates a lower high than 179, until it creates a lower high than 179, and it's fine. If it does create a lower high than 179, you have a gap to fill at like 153 or so. That is Disney. We could take a look at EXPR. We got 5 minutes left until the market closes. Bitcoin is going absolutely insane right now. EXPR, there could be some hidden bullish divergence developing, but it's not confirmed yet. Just means you made a high or low from this low right here to this low right here. Even though the low is not confirmed, it could keep dropping, and your MACD is not at green yet, but it's pretty close to it. The only issue here is you don't have a major support until like 83 cents. So, I mean, it can't even be argued. There is no major support until about like 83, 84 cents. So you do have divergence, but you don't have a pattern, and you're pretty decently away from a major support. Macro trend does not look too great either. I mean, this thing got crushed, so not too sure what the actual company is doing, but not a good macro trend. Of course, it could see a 10% day or something like that. It saw a 10% day on December 18th. You could get something random if you're looking at like the 1 hour chart and stuff like that, but the daily and the macro trend is not too great until you see a reversal. On the 4 hour, you do have some classic bullish divergence though. So maybe if it, you know, really holds this support area right here and you get a MACD crossover on the 4 hour, that would be great. That would be classic bullish divergence, very close to confirming. And it's kind of messing with the VWAP. It's about 1 cent under the VWAP. If we zoom in on the 1 hour, yeah, it's about 1 cent under it. So that is EXPR. Just kind of mixed variables. Macro trend isn't great, but you do have some potential 4 hour classic bullish divergence. 3 minutes left until the market closes. So drop some tickers in the chat. What do you want me to take a look at? Scrolling back up to Fisker. It needs to get a few cents higher on this close, in my opinion. Like literally 4 or 5 cents higher to hold that demand line on the daily. Just looking at my account right now. And one of my calls actually just went up somehow. What else we got in here? CRLBF. OTC stock. Again, technical analysis is not really made for OTC stocks, in my opinion. It just does not really work the same as made for like the normal market, because it solely is a representation of the psychology of traders. Let me skip this song. So I'm not against OTC stocks. They definitely could reap better rewards, but I just think the actual fundamentals and catalysts for OTC stocks matter more than technicals. Kind of looks like you had an inverse head and shoulders right here. This was your right shoulder, this was your head, this was your left shoulder, this was your head, this was your right shoulder. It broke out of that and then it ran. So you have a support right here and resistance right there. Those are your 3 levels. There is some hidden bullish divergence potentially developing, and it's kind of maybe creating like a little falling wedge right here, right? If I chart like that. So I'm just charting this like how I would a normal stock. Something like that. I'm just charting this like how I would on a normal stock, but again, remember it's an OTC. That is CRLBF. 1 minute left till the market closes. Fisker big short at 43 cents. I cannot chart XL, unfortunately, because I mean there was a great trade on XL last week, but I can't really chart it because unless they changed it. But yeah, TradingView has not put in the data from XL when it was PIC yet, so there's really nothing for me to chart right here. It really just had a crazy run up and then it's been dumping ever since. So you do have a resistance at 20. I mean, you have a support at $21 pretty much, and I kind of carried these levels over from my previous chart. But yeah, market just closed, and yeah, those are just like levels from my previous chart that I carried over to this one, but I can't really chart it too much right now until the data moves over. Why is my mouse not scrolling? Okay. Fisker making things tough. I mean, if you've been around for a minute following me, the amount of times that, like, you know, Fisker has been on a domain line and needed to close over it, and it literally closes on it to the cent is insane. Back in the SPAC days, like over here, like it would happen all the time, or like it needed to close right at something or above it, and it would close right on it, and it just doesn't give you the most clear reading. I don't know why Fisker loves messing with me like that, but it just loves closing literally right at supports to the cent. And it kind of looks like it did that. So I don't know. I mean, a lot of people will be drawing this trend line differently. For some people, they're going to say that the trend line held. For other people, they're going to say that the trend line did not hold. So I just hate when like it's not clear. It's just, in my opinion, it's right on it, which just does not give you a great probability. It didn't technically close over it. It didn't technically close under it. It looks like it closed right on the upsloping green demand line. So again, just, I don't know. I can see it going either way, which is why I do not have a short-term position in Fisker right now. I took my profits at 1580 this morning. If more of an edge appears on the chart, I'll get back into a short-term position on Fisker. But I took some, you know, some decent profits this morning. Nothing too crazy. But at this point, I can see either way happening. Just know your levels. If you want to take a screenshot of the levels, there you have it. Those are your levels. If you break one to the downside, you can continue going down. If you break one to the upside, you can continue going up. Just react to the levels. I have no clue what could happen next for a very rare time in Fisker. But yeah, that's Fisker. That's the market. About like a 1 hour stream. Just wanted to cover power hour. Literally was just trading, and then somebody tweeted at me if I could do power hours, so figured might as well. I don't know. Probably will be going live tonight as well, so be there. Hit the like button if you have not already. We just need 2 of you to hit that like button for 30 likes. So if you did not hit the like button yet, let's get to 30 likes and hit that like button on your way out. If you're not subscribed already, hit that subscribe button. We'd really appreciate it. And if you want to send me a tip, just pin comment in the chat. So yeah, that was today in the market. Still just a lot of mixed variables. I'll be updating on Twitter. I'll post the percentage recap of today on my Twitter in terms of like the trades I put out. Be posting in about 10-15 minutes. So see you all later. Thank you for coming out to the stream. We just need 1 more of you to hit that like button for 30 likes. So if you have not hit that like button, hit that like button right now. If you support what I'm doing, if you like the stream and stuff like that, hit that like button. And yeah, I will see you all later. Peace out. Let me get some music going. What should we close out the stream with? I like this song. I'm trying to find the right one. Let's close out the stream with this song. All right, have a good time. Thank you for 31 likes very much. Have a good afternoon. See you later. Peace out.